it is Calxiyn and Hunter here, and just when we thought things couldn't get any worse,
just when we thought we got out, they pulled us back in.
Just remember, it can always get worse. Okay, so we're here to talk about the RWBY Ice
you didn't become a therapist.
Oh yeah, I know.
You're
right?
a notoriously wonderful bedside manner.
Oh my God! Do we have some things to talk about and some things to say?
Before we get into it, can I just point out that it's weird that they're doing this now?
Well, okay, you know what?
This released a year ago.
They released a community post saying that, like, okay, they didn't say it exactly like this, but this is my, like, PR analysis. Like, if you put this through, like, an AI that was supposed to deconstruct PR speak, that's what I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my interpretation. So, looking
they
at the
turned
post,
off and turned back on again the PR robot,
they
and this is what it
basically
spat
said,
out.
right, that they were having problems with their merch distributor. So there would be Ice Queendom merch and RWBY Volume 9 merch, but it would be a little late. That's what they basically articulated within that post. This should have stayed in the drafts. We did not need that. Like, it's gonna be a little late, and this is what a little late was gonna be. You know, they say, like, better late than never. It would have been okay. And honestly, it would have been okay for it to be never. These are all end cards from the show, by the way.
Oh,
None of this is real. I don't want to say
cute.
real art. That's not
It's
nice.
art, but it's not original
It's
art.
not original art. All of these are from the end cards. And so if you're wondering why RWBY Ice Queendom seems to be lacking Weiss, that's because Weiss only has 3 end cards, and one of them is with the little Weiss babies. And so I think that that's why Weiss kind of got shafted, because none of this art is new. Let's talk about RWBY. I don't know if I'm going insane, but I have no idea what that shit is in terms of the emblem. Like, okay, screenshots,
Yeah.
we've talked about screenshots. You
Is
guys
it-
understand.
Is it meant
you
to
know,
be her, like,
I have
petals
no clue.
when she dashes?
Because everybody else has their actual emblem, I have no idea what this is. I asked everybody I knew and nobody could give me an answer.
That
so
image
I
is
don't
what,
know.
like, what, that image is a Rorschach's test that when RWBY looks at, sees the face of her dead mother.
Oh no. Like, it does look like kind of a blot, and yeah, this is the back. Just graphic design
I
is
love
my
how
passion.
they put the designs
They put
on the back.
so much on the back this time. Like, Penny has a ridiculous amount of things on her shirt, and we'll get into that.
It looks like
right?
you're in the world's nerdiest, like, motorcycle club.
Like,
when you
screenshots,
have all that stuff on the
we talked
back.
about screenshots, right? And so there's only so much I can say about screenshots, but like functionally, some of these shirts have so much going on, and I'm like, why? Like,
so
you know
much,
what I mean?
but also so
little, like nothing of substance. There's no substance, right? Like, there's so much going on, but nothing of value.
It's a shame they didn't think to do a t-shirt where they just stacked 4 of them down, maybe?
Yeah,
I feel
maybe, like
people
because
might
there's an
like that.
eye shirt like that. Like
I
the
love
RWBY
how
eye shirt that I have.
that photo is like the art is just so like rebel. Huh?
Yeah, like, can
but
we
then
talk
the
about
photo
how...
is them all baby girl with their hands crossed.
Can we talk about how this says Rebel when this is supposed to be like the Blake Nightmare version where she turns into Adam? Like, it's kind of giving Lover's Quarrel. Like, I'm not saying it's that serious, but for this to be like Rebel, terrorism, like that's, you know, she's dressed like Adam. That was supposed to be the point. Anyway, so now they use RWBY's proper emblem on this snowboarding shirt. Again, like, I can only talk about screenshots so much, but tell me
That's
why.
weird.
Was this necessary?
That looks like a barcode.
To have, like, RWBY Ice Queendom on the back?
But like
this?
But like you have to
I
look
don't
at
know,
it. Oh
like,
my god,
you
they
know what I
zoom
mean?
in, but it's still on its
And,
side.
like, obviously, I'm assuming that that's the Japanese characters, maybe a little fancy, right? But, like, okay, Blake
nice.
Yang and the emblems and the Ice Queendom on the back. Like, you know what I mean? This is what I mean, because I'm like, guys,
I'm okay
I don't
with
want
this one.
something. Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's fine.
Because I feel
right?
like it's big enough that it's not just, it's also their names off the side and it's a cute image.
But it would have been nice if, like, they actually cut them out of the screenshot and then had something a bit more shaped. You know what I mean? Like, obviously what I'm wearing right now is kind of a bad example because this is original art, but, like, it would have, somebody actually redid Penny, and I'll put that on the screen if I can find it, but they cut Penny out and they put like a circle, sort of like her emblem, and I thought that was nice because that's at least you're taking the art and then, but the problem is that the top of Yang's head is cut off.
This stuff
it's
is
not the
better
worst.
than it's just like
It's not
a
the worst as
rectangle.
what we will be getting later on, but I do think there's a lot going on. Like, we need Blake and Yang and their emblems and RWBY Ice Queendom on the back. Like, it's
yeah, like
just
this
a lot.
isn't good. This is not good.
No.
This is just a rectangle. There's
more
nothing
than just a name, and then on the
but
back,
nothing more than a
you
rectangle.
got this,
Oh my goodness.
which is just again, like, there's so much going on, but nothing of value, right? Like, I don't know. I just think that
this
again,
one, that
weird.
one feels a lot more just like rectangle.
Nora got merch because she got an end card. That's the only reason.
She's doing like
She's doing the little scary
meow.
anime meow
That's
meow thing,
cute.
and I thought it
That's
was cute.
cute.
Then there's this giant thing in the
that's
back.
cute.
Ruby Ice Queendom.
The boop on the. You know
There's
what?
a lot
I'll
going
allow
on.
that.
Like, you know what I mean?
That
This
one's
is better,
cute.
but like, it's just still there's kind of a lot. You know, maybe
it's
the
a
boop,
lot,
the boop
but-
maybe would have been nice on the front instead of the emblems.
The boop on the back is
I don't
funny
know.
because it's like a biker patch, but it's goofy.
I guess so. Again,
that I
Ruby,
don't like. That's just
I
a
don't
rectangle.
know what's going on with this. I mean, they're all rectangles, but it's like as much like what kind of rectangle can you allow?
Silver-eyed
Warrior. But what is this?
Is it?
Remnant?
Is it?
I don't think so. I don't
No,
know
it's
what
not
it is,
Remnant.
Hunter.
I think it's meant to be your petal burst.
But like, that's weird because everybody else has their emblem.
This is cute. This is
But
cute.
like again, I don't know.
I don't like how this is the
It's
one.
one of those screenshot like things that like you could make this at home. These are on the wiki.
Also-
I wouldn't be surprised if they took them from the wiki because all
Yeah.
of the end cards are cataloged.
Also, the Ruby Weiss Blake Yang is a little weird there.
yeah, like
That
I
would
mean,
be better as a sticker. I don't know what's gonna be on the back. Oh, that again.
I kind of like
That's
this.
better.
Honestly, if they like, I know that like you guys get on me because I'm like I hate minimalism. If they kind of just released this and maybe like a little something in the center of the letters, I may fuck with that. Why are you shaking your head at me? Why?
No, it's just I do. It's just it's out of
Because I
character
kind
for
of
you.
like the little text
But
thing.
you know
like,
what?
imagine if they had rose petals like going through Ruby's name and like some snowflakes through Weiss and
So-
some stuff
so
through
don't-
Blake,
don't
like something
yell
like
at
that.
me.
I don't know.
Don't yell at me.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm starting to think that maybe these T-shirts aren't all that bad. Like
oh,
this
hold
one's
on.
nice.
We're getting there. Okay.
Okay, well maybe Penny. They could have
Like
done
we
Penny
said,
better.
Penny, there's a lot going on with Penny's outfit. And then there's this on the back, which is
That
kind of like a
is a little
graphic
much.
design is my passion.
Okay, so maybe I don't
situation.
love the Penny shirt, but the other shirts were rather nice.
I feel like that you're doing a bit because we're about to
I'm
get
not-
right into.
Okay,
We're about to get right into Shion.
this is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
It's
so,
like if you got shocked, like you know, have you ever seen like scars of people who got like struck by lightning?
Yeah.
It's kind of like your T-shirt got struck by lightning.
Put the tie-dye down, Rooster Teeth. Someone got paid to do this, Hunter. Like, I understand what you're saying in terms of, like, it's not that bad, but, like, for $60 Canadian, someone got,
You
like,
know-
just whenever you think that you're not good enough, someone was paid money. Think about that. Think about you know, a lot of us working our minimum wage job. You're working at the movie theater, at McDonald's, at fucking Starbucks, and somebody is getting paid better than you are to sit in Photoshop and put Shion end card on a tie-dye
You know what?
black and white shirt. It
This
just
is
makes
Rooster
me
Teeth.
mad.
Maybe they aren't being paid much
You
better.
know what? Somebody else said that too. I don't think this one has anything on
You
the
know
back.
what? If you're
Thank
not being
fucking
paid enough,
Christ.
phone it in. I'm okay with that.
Oh my
you
God.
want to know what my concern is?
Yeah?
My concern, like I'm dressed like a waitress right now.
Yeah, sure.
I'm dressed like a stagehand.
Mm-hmm.
I could say this is corporate goth, but even corporate goths put more
Sure,
effort
sure.
into this. Maybe I just don't get fashion.
I don't think so.
Maybe this is
got,
like-
again, another reaction on Twitter that we'll talk about later. It is not just us. Like, they got ratioed again for
Which is
this.
a shame because that art
kinda
looks
like this
awesome.
one. I kind of do
But
like...
I just don't know if I love the gradient. But I'm also just like,
Yeah.
is that like what's
I mean,
cool?
I kind of like the gradient. It's a little harsh. Like, they could have done it a bit more gradual. I think that this is actually one of the ones that I think can get away with.
Yeah.
At the
This
back, it
and
looks
the
kind of worse.
Bumblebee shirt and some of the other earlier shirts I think are good. Okay, so this kind of looks like Neon Genesis Evangelion-y, and I like how it says Nightmare Hunter.
I think the problem with this one
if it
is
wasn't
that they,
for the thing in the middle, this would look
they should have
cool.
just had it be pink and blue. I don't know why they had it be black.
I think
because
it should be pink and
Shion
black.
is based. Well, well, no, Shion is based off of, like, Sleeping Beauty. And the whole thing in Sleeping Beauty is make it pink or make it blue, the dress, right?
Right.
So I'm not really sure why. I'm just not sure why. Like, you know what I mean? I think that this could have worked. Remember when they did the split dye shirts and we cried because they were really ugly? Like, I could have at least maybe tolerated if they were doing like a Shion Sleeping Beauty sort of situation. I also need to point out...
the stripes are not even.
No, because
which
it's
would
tie-dye,
bother
right?
me a lot.
We have to point out the elephant in the room with Shion too. Okay, Shion uses a dream catcher, which a lot of people took issue with in the main show. So I'm really surprised. You know? Like, I'm just really surprised that they did merch of Shion with the Dreamcatcher in the first place. And then also, they went through the extra effort to stitch the Dreamcatcher symbol on the thing.
Well, that could just be
right?
like a whatever, like 16-pointed star.
I guess so, but like, I don't know. I think that they should have used maybe the hourglass because that's more in the Sleeping Beauty realm of the stuff. But yeah, just wanted to throw it out there that like, I'm not saying like, oh, we need to cancel the Rooster Teeth store or something, but like, I genuinely question the fact that they actually made Shion merch because, like, Shion was kind of the most problematic character in the show.
How much did that cost?
Why don't we go take a look?
That's
$72 Canadian.
That's frankly too much money.
Oh, well, yeah, that's why I was like, when you were like, oh, Cal, some of these are okay, like the $60 Bumblebee.
But like,
they're not like a crime against society, but they are a little expensive. I actually think this is okay. And I don't know why. I think it's because when you have a screenshot on the back of a black shirt, it's kind of more transparent that it's actually a screenshot. You know, whereas with this, for some reason, it's like a little window. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it helps that the hearts is outside.
Yeah, like I think that this can be tolerated. If you're a Nora fan, I guess. Again, it's funny because the only reason why Nora's getting merch is because she had an end card thing, right? And so it's just sort of a strange situation.
I would actually buy these just because it would be fun to have all the art, you know?
Well, you could also print all the art. They're $30, so I think that you'd have to figure out, like... You know what I mean? You'd have to figure out if it was cost effective.
It would be more cost effective just to buy all those and then lay them out in a frame. You know? So I think those are actually kind of neat.
Yeah, but they are just pictures.
But also the art's really nice, and like, I mean, if you're gonna use them as actual postcards, then that's that. But
yeah,
to use them as...
I'm just like, I feel like that this is something that with enough... Like, if I go into Photoshop and I make something double-sided, I'm pretty sure I could copy this. I don't know if it would cost more money to, like, print at Staples or something, right?
Oh, it would cost a lot of money to print at Staples.
You know what I mean? Like, you could technically... This is something that you could build yourself.
I know.
So...
But I'm lazy
that's just how I see it.
There's another... They've been doing a bunch of skate decks.
They must have a mold. Like, they must have a deal with, like, whatever factory they're working with. Again, it's the art that was in the end card before.
Oh, that's
like
cute
this
again.
skate deck again.
Well, you know, some people are really into the art of skate decks, so I think they might enjoy that.
I do think the skate deck that had the RWBY Volume 9 thing on it.
Is it me, or is this just a particularly boobish
Oh
photo
yeah,
for
I mean, it probably is.
Between Weiss, who's typically not that boobish, and Yang is just letting it all hang out there.
But yeah, like,
in the cold, ma'am, it's snowing.
Scroll. You know,
wall scroll.
I think the wall scrolls, they're probably
neat.
like the least offender, just because like, yeah, this makes sense to be on a wall scroll as opposed to the screenshot
really nice.
shirts. Like this
that
makes
Blake
sense
art,
to me.
I love that Blake art.
Yeah,
you know?
like even this Weiss one with the chest piece, I think that's not like these. Yeah, like this makes a degree of sense, right? Again, the heat-activated mugs because they have a mold, I guess, or a deal with like the company. But yeah,
more
I mean, at this point,
mugs.
we have some fans.
The fans are new.
Yeah, I think they are. I feel like that this wasn't a situation that happened.
You could just have baby Weiss fan for when you have like a hot flash.
Little Weisses. Weisses.
That's cute. That little, I
do wonder about like paper fan quality. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
I've seen some that are kind of good quality.
But yeah, like this is where we're at. It's like, I think that everything that's an object, it's kind of like last time, right? Everything that's an object is fine. The Curious Cat mug, the emblem mug, the journal, the skate deck, that stuff is fine. Where somebody seemed to have gotten fired or they just don't care anymore is when it comes to the shirts. Because, like, not all of them are necessarily as
Blake
bad.
and Yang, I genuinely think is a good shirt.
Yeah, like, I think it's, I mean, I still
And I think
don't
that
think it's good
Nightmare
based
shirt
on the
is
screenshot
good.
situation, but, like, in terms of, like,
But if you had
for
to do,
a screenshot shirt,
if you had to do something with a screenshot, it's better than that blue Weiss one.
yeah,
that's
exactly.
Really boring.
Like, I think that
Or
Nora,
the Penny one.
Nora
that's all
and
over the
Blake,
place.
and Nora, Blake, and Yang, and, like,
And then the Blake
the
Nightmare
Blake
shirt.
Nightmare, even though it says Rebel, and I kind of think that's weird, but, like, I can't get over the Shion shirt. The fact that someone actually sat down and thought it was a good idea.
Yeah,
Like, I just can't believe it. Like, are you not stunned? And so, obviously, the worst offender is Shion.
Yeah.
Sorry to this non-binary person. I was gonna say sorry to this man. Sorry to our non-binary character for getting some of the most horrendous merch, quite frankly, the Rooster Teeth store has ever gotten. Period. Like, I just do not know what they were thinking. But
And
if
that's
I...
a high bar because I own a velvet hoodie that I can also wash dishes with.
Oh my god, I was thinking about that the other day. But yeah, I would say the best ones are the Nora, Blake and Yang, the Blake Rebel one, even though it's kind of weird, and then maybe if I'm being a little bit generous, the one with Team RWBY all together.
And
But,
also,
like,
I like
RWBY
the
Ice
postcards as
Queendom,
well.
why does Weiss, I meant out of the shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Why does Weiss get the worst merch? Someone must fucking hate her because, like, she had the worst streetwear collection. I'm pretty sure, what was, oh yeah, it was these, right? This was the last Weiss merch that we got.
Yep.
Terrible, not
TNG.
centered, what the fuck? And now, like, this is RWBY Ice Queendom, but they can't even have a shirt with, like, military Weiss because it's not an end card.
Because
They're just
military
reusing
Weiss
the end card.
is so, like, she was one of the like, evil Nightmare Blake and military Weiss were the coolest things
But
to
isn't
come
that
out of
so
that show.
funny? Like, you can tell so transparently that they had to use the end cards because there is no, I mean, I guess there is this Weiss, but I guess they couldn't figure out how to put that one.
To, like, weird abstract general ice on a
exactly,
Weiss on a t-shirt,
right? And so, like, it's so transparent, the fact that they were stuck with this idea because Blake gets her other form, but Weiss doesn't, because there is no picture of Weiss in her other form that they can steal from the end cards of RWBY Ice Queendom. So yeah, that is where we're at with this merch collection. I kind of think the last one was worse, but this is just, I think this is more egregious just because there's more of it.
Yeah.
And Ice Queendom
was so
such
much
a long time ago.
all
and
at
like,
once, it kind of overwhelms
like,
you.
think about this. This was Volume 9 collection, right? And it was like 3 things, and RWBY wasn't even on it, right? And so, like, with this, it was bad, but, like, we could sort of, you know, like...
You could move past
right?
it.
Like, we could move past it, but because there's just so much... Like, think about that. Think about, first of all, that Ice Queendom had more merch than RWBY Volume 9. You know, that's the first thing. And then second of all, there's so much of an influx, especially after they released those white shirts last week. Like, it's a compounding problem. I don't think that they're actually worse than the collection that we talked about previously, but because it's snowballing, it's like how Liv said, right? Like, we've already told you, we don't want this, right? And you released a whole collection that is just this, and I just can't believe some of the things that are going on here, quite frankly. Hopefully Roman Torch will come save us, because they said that the Roman merch was supposed to release in November. I'm starting not to believe them. So hopefully Roman will come rescue us.
I mean, if it's good, you'll forgive everything
Well,
and
no,
embrace
because
our
it's
Lord
merch
and
from
Savior.
Volume 4. So they're just bringing it back like it's from Volume 3. So, like, how can they fuck that up? It's
Well,
merch that they already had.
our idea that, like, for, like, Volume, I don't know, for, like, the 10th anniversary of RWBY, that's what it was. They should have done a thing where it's like, look at all the best of RWBY merch.
They should have, but they didn't. So here we are.
I guess they have the 15th year
Please
anniversary?
enjoy your $100. I just noticed your $100 Ice Queendom negative Blake hoodie, guys. And we'll see you next time. Bye.